Greetings, and welcome to the video demonstration of the classic Italian dessert, tiramisu. In this video, we will assemble our dessert in 3 distinct steps. First step will be the production of the ladyfingers. Second step will be the production of the mascarpone cream. And then the third step will be the assembly of the dessert. So to start our ladyfingers, we will take the egg yolks and first measure of sugar. We will put those on our stand mixer and we will beat those at high speed until they have reached the thick ribbon stage. In a separate mixing bowl, I will take the second measure of sugar and the egg whites, and I will whip those on high until they reach a nice shiny, thick, stiff peak stage. Now if I were to do this at home, I would whip my egg yolks to the ribbon stage first, reserve those for later, and then do my egg whites. The egg foam will hold air for a considerable amount of time, so you would be safe doing one at a time that way. Alright, now once these are both whipped, we will combine them together and then we will fold in our flour to make the batter for our ladyfingers. Okay, our egg yolks are at a nice thick ribbon stage. Now it looks like our egg whites are finishing up. They should be at nice shiny stiff peaks. Alright, our egg whites are at a nice stiff glossy peak. Now I'll take a little of my egg whites, fold it into my egg yolk mixture. That'll even out the viscosity a little bit so it's easier to fold in. Alright, after my egg whites and my egg yolks are combined, I will fold in my flour and then I will pipe everything out. Right now I prefer silicone mats, but parchment paper will work just as well. So I'm going to pipe these about 3.5 inches long, and I'm going to get some height when I pipe them out. That'll give them a nice little rise. Alright, after we get the last one piped out here, we'll go ahead and throw these in an oven and bake them till they're a nice rich golden brown and relatively dry. We want about 99% of the moisture gone. We want just a tiny little bit of soft space in the middle of the cookie. Alright, when they come out of the oven they should look very similar to this. And now we want to give them a nice dusting of powdered sugar. Alright, we'll go ahead and reserve these off to the side. And after a nice gratuitous special effect, we will start on our mascarpone filling. For our mascarpone cheese filling, we will produce what's called a pâte à bombe. A pâte à bombe is generally made with cooked sugar syrup and whole eggs. This time, instead of using that cooked sugar syrup, we're going to go ahead and use corn syrup. It's a little more foolproof. All you have to do is bring this up to a boil, cook out some of the water, and then it's ready to use. So once it comes up to a boil, we're going to let it boil for a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Once we notice the steams kind of start to subside a little bit, it will be ready to use. While that is on the burner coming up to temperature, we will go ahead and get our eggs in the mixer and whisk those on high while our corn syrup is heating up. Looks like the steam is starting to subside on our corn syrup, so we will go ahead and get ready to add that to our eggs in our mixer. Alright, now when I'm adding hot syrup to my eggs in a mixer like this, I want to avoid the tines. That is going to cut down on losing some of the syrup, and also the possibility of splattering some out of the mixer onto my skin. So I'm going to look for a nice little spot to pop it down, let it run right down the side of the bowl. Now once I've got all my syrup added, I'm going to let this continue to mix on high until it drops down to about room temperature. And then I'll take it off and let it reserve it off to the side somewhere so I can whip my cream. Alright, the pâte à bombe base has cooled to room temperature. I will reserve this off to the side. And then once my whipped cream is whipped up to nice stiff peaks, I will go ahead and add the pâte à bombe base to my mascarpone cheese and then fold in my whipped cream to my cheese base. Now in this particular recipe I did add some fortified wine. You will find a lot of mascarpone or tiramisu recipes that do call for fortified wine in either Madeira or Marsala wine. I prefer the flavor of Madeira over Marsala, so I use that. The acidic bite from the wine helps cut down some of the fat from the whipped cream and the mascarpone cheese. Alright, so the pâte à bombe paste into the mascarpone cheese. Now this really doesn't matter if the mascarpone cheese is at room temperature or straight out of the fridge. Like some other ones, this one will work with the mascarpone cheese at both temperatures. After this, I'll fold in my whipped cream and then begin my assembly. Alright, everything's nice and smooth. We can go ahead and start setting up our area to assemble our dessert. So we'll need our ladyfingers and some very strong espresso and a dish to put our tiramisu in. Alright, so the steps to assembling this is espresso soaked ladyfingers and layers of mascarpone cream. Alright, once we get our last layer built, we'll give it a generous dusting of cocoa powder and then into the refrigerator for about 24 hours. After that, you can enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this video demonstration of tiramisu. Thank you very much.